All right, Dad, tell me about your first job you had where you got paid. It wasn't working for your family in New York City. What did your first job?
First job is I went into the city and on 58th Street off Broadway, I went to work as a messenger boy, office boy, they called it too, for the William Morris Agency.
That was your first job?
Yeah,
Out of high school or out of college?
well, I was still going to school, but for the summer, I took the job because didn't want to work in my dad's store. And then when I went there, it was very interesting and exciting because we represented, we had stars, we had authors, writers, and I met a lot of interesting people.
Who were the famous people that you met?
Oh, well, as far as the stars go, I think I let me inject here that what I enjoyed most about the job is not meeting them, but going to the rehearsals of the TV shows. There,
Which TV shows?
oh, you had Milton Berle's show, Ed Sullivan's show of shows. There, where he was a used to be a sports writer, and then he went on to have a TV show where he brought all the stars on. They'd come and sit in the audience, and he introduced them there, and that was very interesting.
Any famous singers?
Oh, there was loads of singers.
Like who?
Vic Damone, he was a young man. Actually, I once read an article that he had the best voice of any of them. Yeah, Vic Damone.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
Did you drive people around, or you were just a meth? You're too young to drive them.
No, you didn't drive in the city. I remember that they used to have a black guy who was. They had a car. It wasn't a fancy car. It wasn't a big car that they used to drive, pick up the bosses who lived in upstate New York and drive them into Manhattan and drop them off at the office there.
Okay. And what? That was the William Morris Agency.
Yeah.
How long did you work for him?
Well, when I got the job, it was just supposed to be for the summer because I didn't feel like going to school. But then it was so exciting and interesting meeting all these people that I wound up staying 3 years.
So did you quit school, or you kept working during school?
No, I just worked, and that's where I met my friend Billy Winkler. He he, uh, he wanted to be a what he did. He went to school to be a court stenographer. You know, the guys that sit in court.
Right.
Now
Right.
they don't do that today. They take it all down in voice recording. But he wanted to do that, so he went and then when I worked at the Morris office, what they did there, they hired the office boys And the way you became a agent was that you attach yourself to one and you became his secretary and you became his donkey, if you know what I mean. In other words, you did all the things that he wanted you to do. You ran messages, you delivered checks to the stars because a lot of them, they didn't want it mailed, and some of them had girlfriends living with them, and they didn't want them to know that they were earning so much money. So you went there, and the secret of the success there was that whatever you saw, whatever you heard, whatever you seen, you never said anything. You just keep your mouth shut.
Why? You saw things that weren't good?
Well, you know,
What'd you see?
well,
All those people are dead now, Dad. It's okay.
yeah. Well, some of them had good lives, some of them had bad lives there. And, you know, and I guess maybe in life I should have become a psychiatrist because I was a good listener, and a lot of people would discuss things, whether it was in business or whatever, ask me my opinion, and I think most of the time I gave them good suggestions because a lot of the times they would listen to me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one, Dad. You forgot I was recording you, didn't you?